Focus on Windows based and online platforms. I will be discussing Windows based C compiler, online platform for C compiler, and gnuplot for plotting the data. Let me start with Windows based C compiler. Here, this is one of the compiler called Dev C++. The source code is available, or the exe is available on this particular website, or simple you can Google it and you can download. The approximate size of the file is 48 MB. So let's see how it will. Now when you log in, when you type the address here, you will get this particular website. By pressing the download button, this 48 MB file will be downloaded. Afterwards, you will get this kind of this screen with Dev C++. In this case, what I have done, I have already written a couple of codes here. So first code is, so I will be taking all of these three and now opening. Let me go to the code number 1. This is the simplest code which I have written, in which the statement called my first code using Dev C++ compiler. Hooray! So this will be printed on the screen with all the basics we have written on the top. So here you can see we have to first compile this code. When I will be compiling, so I have to press this button. When I will be compiling, so at the bottom here you can see the compile logs. Now since this code has no problem, so that's why it has compiled. Once it is compiled, then we have to run this code. So if I run this code, you can see on the top the statement which I have written is printed on my screen, which is my first code using Dev C++ compiler. Hooray! Similarly, I've written another code for you. Now here we want to write the data for function equals to x cube. So we have to include the C programming file, math file, and stdlib file. This is for reading and writing the file. In this particular code, there are some initializations on 8 and 9 and 10 as well. Now this 10 is used when you will be opening a file. Afterwards, some value setting we have done it. Now in 14 we are using out. We are opening the file. The file name is data underscore file.txt, and then we write it. Inside the for loop, we have done some kind of increment with x, and the same value we are printing. So we are printing the value of I and the x cube value, and then we are closing the file, and then we are done. So here we have to again compile this code. Now at the bottom you can see, since there is no problem in this, so my code is compiled without a error. Now I have to run this code. If I run this code, so this screen has come. It means that all the data which is generated by here is already printed. Now let's go and check the file. So I have already opened the file. Yes. Now what you can see here, the first column represent I value, and the second column represent the x cube value, and those values are written here, and you can say there are 100 values written there. Similarly, suppose we have to write a code for say x square plus y square, and this is the function. So this is going to give you a sphere, a patch of a sphere. So we included C programming file, math file, and stdlib file. Now in this particular code, this is same as the previous code, and here we have used x1 and x2 instead of x. Values are set. We set the values. We open the file. Now the file name is called data file underscore square.txt, and w means we are writing it. Inside the for loop with the value setting and increment, we are printing the value of x1, x2, and the power means x1 square and x2 square, and finally we are closing the file. Now in this case you find that we were running the code by compiling it, then we are running it. If you know that your code has no problem, You can even choose the third option, which is compile and run. So if I hit this, everything will be done. So at the bottom it is already compiled. The black screen means the code has already been run, and let's see how is the result. Now in this case, the result, what you can see is the first column is x1, second column is x2, and the third column is the x1 square plus x2 square. So this is the way this compiler works. Now recommending two platforms. However, there are multiple platforms which are freely available. So these two platforms, our students are already using it. So you can also try writing your C code and compile your programs. So I'll show you the first program here. So first website, as you can see, it's geeksforgeeks.org. Here the same code which we have written, in which the statement will be printed on a screen. So when you copy the code here, and at the bottom there is a button called run. So we are just waiting now. Here one of the problem what you can face here, since it is queued, so we have to wait till our result won't come. However, in this particular online platform you don't have to download anything. However, you have to be online all the time. Now you can see that for a simple code it is taking time, because it depends on the server busyness. Let us wait till the some result will come. I think it is taking little more than the expected. Yes, now the result has come. Now output is shown here. So this is the first code. So you write it, you will get the output at the bottom. Now I have written another code. You remember that there was a function x cube, and then we have to write everything in a file called data underscore file. Now this code I am showing you just to show the limitation. Now again it is in the queue. Let us wait for the output. It takes little time, and you have to be online all the time if you are using online platform. Yeah, so it is taking little more time than expected. We have to wait. Yes, now you can see it shows the segmentation fault and there is no output, and you remember that it's the same code which we have run. So it means that if I want to write a text file through online platform, it won't be possible. So in that case, if I make a small change here, so basically this file writing is not required. So all the comments which are required for file writing, I'm just removing it. Now this code means that it will just print the output as I and the x cube. Now let us rerun this code. Now what you can see, that all the data is available. So what you can do, if suppose you opt for this online, you copy all the data and save in your text file. So data underscore code, and I can write it. The second website here is codechef.com, and let's see how it works. So in this case, the code which we have already written in the previous online platform, I'm just copying it and then pasting here. Now here what you can see, after pasting the code, we can again hit the run button and let's wait. Submission is in queue. We have to wait. This website seems to be little fast. So here you can see the code. Similarly, if I copy the another one where the data is generated, I will copy the same code here and again run it. Wait for the result. Yes, we get it, and we can copy all the data here into the text file. Now I am coming to the third part of this session, which is data plotting and function plotting using gnuplot. This is one of the software which we generally use for technical plotting. It will be required when you will be submitting your report, your assignment, your project. So various plots will be needed, and gnuplot can help you to plot such kind of plots in your report. Here the website is given. From this website you can download the executable file, or otherwise you Google it as a gnuplot for Windows. The first website will be like this. The file size will be 33.1 MB. So let's see how it is. So in this case you have this gnuplot and you can download it, and after downloading you will get the gnuplot. So how gnuplot will look like? The gnuplot screen is a white screen. Now currently the font is quite small, so we have to increase the font so that it will be visible to everyone. Now it is visible. Now, let us start by plotting a simple function. So before that we have to set X label. So it will tell you about the X-axis. Similarly, Y label. Then it will tell you about the Y-axis. Now set title. This will write the title of the plot. So currently I'm plotting sinx function, which is an inbuilt function. Now let me set X range. So from what value to value of say X-axis, I want to plot the sine function, right? Afterwards, the simple command to plot sine x function is plot sine of x, say with uh, with say points. And if I'm giving a title here, it means that I'm writing the legend. If I do so, this is the function, I'll get it. Now you can see I have used the point, so that's why I get the sine plot as a point. I have x-axis as a x, y-axis as a fx, and the sine x is the function. Second thing, if I want to just plot with the line, I will write with line and I will replot this. Now you can see the same plot we have drawn with the help of a line, and the x range is from -5 to +5 for the x value. Now let me plot another function. So before that I will be doing reset, say set x label as x, set y label as function of x, set title plot of square root of x. Here I am putting a range of say -10 to +10, and then I will use the same plot function. Now if I have to use, so there's an inbuilt function is square root of x, and let me give the title. Let me see whether this is there or not, sqrt, and let me plot it. Now you know that between -10 to 10, since negative value of square root is not possible, 0 is not possible, so that's why we are getting a plot like this. Now, in our second code, we generated data for x cube and we write that data in a text file. So currently, if I see where I am working, it is in the C drive. However, all my data is in the E drive. So let me go to E drive first. Now I'm at the E drive. Now let me reset again, putting the same value as set x label as x, set y label as x cube. So if I'm using this cap function, this means that it is superscript. Set title plot of function equal to x cube, and let me plot it. The same command for plotting is I'm using it. Now I'm giving the data file under the plot data file, and let me give the title as say x cube. Now if I do so, the plot you can see here is all the points that were generated by the code. You can see you have a legend x cube, you have a title, you have x-axis. Similarly, you have a y-axis. Now, suppose I want to plot this with a line, so I will write with line, and if I replot the same thing, you can see now there is no point, only the best fit line passing through all the points you can see here. This is x cube. Sometimes we have to plot with the both line and a point. So the command will remain the same. Only with LP we have to write it. Now you can see that we have the points as well as line, and I can get the curve. Now let me do reset again. In the third code, we plotted the data for x1 square plus y1 square x1 square plus x2 square. And in this one, we have three data set. So let me show you. Now here, the first column represented x1 value, second column represented x2 value, and the last column represented x1 square plus x2 square. So how we can plot this? So again, let me write x label x or 1. This means that it is going to be subscript. Sorry, this should be label. Set y label x underscore 2, set z label. Now this we have to include it. Why? Because there is a value of x1 square plus x2 square that has to be written there. So set z label. Now set title plot of sphere function. Now earlier I was using a command called plot. Now I'm using a command called splot. S means surface. Now splot the data file. Now that should be in inverted commas with points, and let me give the title sphere. Right now you see that it will be like this. So you have x1, x2, f1, x2 plot of a sphere function, and you keep on rotating and you can see that. Now one good option here is, suppose you want to save this file. So this is the second button. You can click it and you can save it. Say plot sp here. And let me close now. How it will look like? This will be, it will take some time. Yes. So this is the plot which we have copied as a PNG file. Right now, what we have found here is that we are writing the command in this command prompt of the gnuplot, and we are setting everything, and finally we are plotting. What I can do is I can write all these commands in the text file, set X level, Y level, Z level, title, ranges, and then I can plot it. So is there any way so that I can save my time? Yes. So what I can do is I will use a command load. I have copied all these command in the file called GNU file. So let me write GNU file, close it, and if I do it, I can get the same command, right? So you will get the same command. This is the best way so that we can save our time, and since there are the commands are very similar, so we can use it. Now I'm coming to the last portion here. Uh, So here there are a lot of demos and tutorials available for gnuplot. You can realize that gnuplot is a very versatile software you can use for any kind of a plotting, plot for the curve, plot for the surface, contours, histograms, anything, whatever you use it in technical writing, everything is there. So for example, if I click on the surface, based on the data and the function, you will get different kind of surfaces. Even two surfaces also you can plot it: x square plus y square, x square minus y square. So this is the website. You go through it. It will help you to understand the rest of the command in gnuplot. So with this, I'm concluding this session. Thank you very much.